Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. It's 102 degrees Fahrenheit outside today, with a heat index of like 114. So I've turned my air conditioning off so that I can don't feel like I have to speak as loud, and that is proving to be a mistake. And it's only been off for like 3 minutes. But anyway, we're on our way to the Sharlayan Forum, because now we're going to work with Fourchenault and his cronies to try to save the world, or save the people, or do something to not get killed. And, so let's go see what that's all about, huh? Rostra Steward. You may wait in the corridor. So he tells us all this stuff, and what's hilarious is you could just walk up here at any time and just like walk straight through the rostra itself, because like nothing stops you and no one's actually sitting here. So we get to like not give two fucks about it. My immersion.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
Hey, they took off Clyde's
I don't
hat.
see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
I don't get why some cutscenes in Endwalker do that. They forcibly remove your helmet.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glacies. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzad-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
And before, this is like the FBI hearing where Congress members ask the FBI about their role in stuff. The riot at the Capitol. The FBI was just basically like, we can't answer that. We can't answer that. We can't answer that.
Then let us begin.
The FBI has really become a politicized agency. It's no longer professional. doesn't have anyone's interest at heart. It's controlled by one political party, but I suppose that's neither here nor there. I really hate government organizations.
First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. FFXIV was foremost among these. But since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
Hell no, they ain't got enough room on the spaceship for that.
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
Propensity for violence, you know, utility, proximity to Sharlayan, willingness. Not everyone's going to want to leave Y'shtola. But she's in verbally smack talk a leader, except for the fact that she's never led a nation of people. Although at least technically now she's led a tribe of people for like a year when her soul was on the first. But she wasn't like the de facto ultimate leader because they still had like, you know, social hierarchies and she didn't tell them what to do constantly. So it wasn't like she was officiating anything.
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside,
the validity of that approach. I love how the Scions are just so fucking cocky every time they meet with world leaders. They're just like, you're doing a bad thing that I don't approve of the methodology of because we didn't come up with it and therefore it's flawed. And it's like, I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but reality isn't kind.
are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This arc, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Man, they must have 100% confidence in their calculations. He's like, yeah, it fucking works, and we know it can reach the moon, but it's not fast enough yet. And it's just like, the fuck? How do you know it works if you've never used it?
Seven hells.
Is there anything to be done?
Like, this implies that they've actually launched the spaceship before, and none of the citizenry had seen it.
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
"'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alphinaud. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms? "71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fourchenault, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Return to your tasks with urgency. That reminds me of boot camp. One of my drill instructors always said, "Move like you have a purpose." I would constantly get berated for not moving fast enough. He said, "You move like you're just going through the motions." Probably still am. I don't know. Don't you wonder how they're just gonna completely bastardize this, this complex engineering problem they just, you know, said or did or whatever? Dun, 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 dun. I found it kind of interesting that, Archekion or whatever. Okay, I think we can teleport there, can't we? Yep. Okay. Yeah, that Estinian made mention that Midgard Sormer could, like, push the spaceship. And I guess that's technically true, because he was big enough to, certainly. And, I mean, depending on how big this ship is. And he flew through space once, as we learned in the Omega raid quest line, so... Estinian's not a fan of biodomes. Music here is so whimsical. They debuted these zones for Endwalker before it came out, of course. And they showed us like slivers of the areas as well as playing the music from each of them. And when I first heard the music for Labyrinthos, I'm pretty sure it was a little more grating. And I think only about a minute and a half of it played. And it was mostly the parts of the whistling and the chirping. And for some reason, it really reminded me of this song that I had just recently heard on the Final Fantasy XI forum, with someone else talking about old political songs and things. This is one where, like, I can't remember what it was called, but it's like, I think it's called The Little People or something like that, and they're... You'd have to look it up, or I'd have to link it in the description or something, but there's like a line in it, it's like, they all live in their houses made of little ticky-tacky, or something like that. I thought it was remarkably coincidental. Urianger almost cried seeing vegetables other than carrots for once after having been on the moon for a few days. I kind of don't understand how they're drawing water from from underground. Because remember when they told us that the entirety of Labyrinthos was originally a hollowed out magma chamber? Like, I don't know if there's any actual place in real life where there's a magma chamber above a groundwater table. I would think that would be more realistic for this giant, you know, stone aquifer or whatever to just be, you know, tunneled all the way out to the ocean and draw ocean water and then filter it. Since, you know, Sharlayan is on an island after all. It's also a testing ground for the technology that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Lots of in-between opportunities to talk. Yuri Ange is traumatized by the Loporit's carrots, man. You'd think he would have been up there for like a whole month. I mean, you can see the freaking panels from here, though. It looks more like a cage than a sky thing, Fred. Cockle Dankole, huh? Sounds like a dwarf-ass name. Or a Lalafell-ass name, anyway. Also, having the word dank in his name just makes me think of marijuana. I hope they haven't assigned the construction of this to some idiot pothead. Also, why aren't we getting Sid in on this, right? Like, we should just call up Sid in the Ironworks and be like, get your asses down here because none of the Scions are actually engineers. Like, we haven't we haven't actually had Sid involved in any of the main story since we got back from Shadowbringers, have we? So, like, I know what we've been mostly doing is fighting to save the world and whatnot. And I guess the Ironworks did provide the airships to the Isilbard contingent. But, like, they haven't been direct participants in anything, have they? So... Also, you can kind of see that from where we landed and how much of the map remains, there is going to be an even more center circuit. Sorry, Alice, but they've got to feed us some quest EXP before giving us the level 89 dungeon. I wonder if a T-Rex or an Allosaurus or whatever would actually even make a halfway decent, you know, horse, I guess, or mount. Got a lot of bags and things, and even a frying pan on this mount. And I love it. I love that about it. But I just wonder if a dinosaur would have been, you know, just assuming you could actually tame one, if they would be good for it. I didn't quite catch that. I'm going too fast here. Got it. Startled the fuck out of him. So we got shit we need him to do.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Fourchenault, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding.
So like an internal combustion engine, but with ether.
Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? but if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperids?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded.
You know what's interesting about the term adamantite, or adamant, in real life, that was actually the original term for diamond. And came to refer to anything that was diamond-like in its hardness. And in current fiction, you know, it always comes to be some nearly unbreakable or truly unbreakable metal. You know, that's like a fantasy, usually a fantasy take that's somehow stronger than mithril, even though mithril is supposed to be magical, you know, magical silver that's lighter and stronger than steel or whatever. But, yeah.
As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the northern empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Go to Eorzea and get some from the, like, 5 billion chunks of Dalamud that have fallen?
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need.
Look, binding coil reference.
According to the gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut? That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
Well, I'm not an engineer, so...
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward.
Ha 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 ha! Member berries!
This is Alphinaud. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists, or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? This plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Sharlayan before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
So the engine's going to be made more efficient by, I guess, replicating its parts with adamantite to make the whole system more ethereal conductive. But I don't see how that's going to make it necessarily more efficient. But whatever, we've reached the point where engineering is just going to move into Star Trek levels of science jargon and be brutalized and symbolized into, we just need to make bigger boom. It's even more poetic because the Allagan Empire was created by the Ascians. Are her feet, like, in the stone? They are. Why are her feet, like... What? What the fuck? Did they purposely do this to just, like, make Alphinaud stand out more, make her shorter? Like, that's... What the fuck? Okay, so I'm presented with the option to solve the engineering problem. The Scions actually decided to phone a friend. So. Meanwhile, in Ulta. We're gonna get a montage now. Coil music.
Our course of action is clear. We must
Yep, we know. Shut up.
summon the best and brightest of our immortal flame.
Okay, yeah. Shut up.
Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches.
Holy shit, stone torches? Hey, if we haven't done it, and I'm thinking about doing it as bonus episodes after we finish Endwalkers, but you actually encounter this Rogadin and the Stone Torch there, the captain of the Stone Torches, if you play through Blue Mage. The end of the Heavensward Blue Mage questline has you fight that Stone Torch in the Masked Carnival arena, except he wears a Magitech armor suit that makes him look like well, it makes him look like Siegfried from Final Fantasy VI.
They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade... Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults.
Did she really say clandestine the way she just did? Get fucked, Nanamo.
Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dark, and yet,
yeah, shut up.
When we are all...
Shut up.
That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together.
Shut up!
It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
God, I really wish that her dying at the end of A Realm Reborn had stuck. Got the entire Archers Guild with the Archers Guild leader right there talking with her hot, sexy braids.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
I love Lise. I don't care what anyone says.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Beautiful. Al Megan's working alongside Gridanians.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Heartwarming.
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... Ah. That was a roar! A dragon's roar!
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
Yeah, the Confederacy does have heaven on high there. The, you know, the 100-floor tower full of Allegan technology. Not to mention that fake tree.
Hmm? Is that?
The Koji.
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Oh snap, 4 lords. And Alice's feet are still in the bricks. I wonder what this questline's like if you didn't do the binding coil. I also wonder if they considered forcing people to do the binding coil of Bahamut. If you got this far without doing it. One of us should fucking call Sid. I'm sure he could help increase the efficiency and probably even help improve on the design of the ether burner. so now this music has taken over Labyrinthos, and I believe it will be in place until we do all of the quests that, you know, I can just teleport there, couldn't I? Save us a little bit of time. Yeah, rather than just, you know, remaking all the components for the ether burner out of refined adamantite, you know, they could, you know, they could get sent to actually maybe help redesign some to make them better. We haven't called Sid at all. We should call Sid. Like, what the fuck is this? Me too, Estinian. Is he spying Lopritz? She calls the settlement quaint, but it looks like freaky and alien to me. I guess maybe she sees the windmills and it's like, quaint, hee 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 hee. Please forget the fact that I lived in a cave for over a year in a place where people eat stew. They cook over an open fire. They call this a hamlet. It's nothing like a hamlet. It's... fuck. Okay. Anyway. Guess we'll push on for maybe a little bit over an hour. I can't remember when the next big cutscene comes into play, but we're gathering information. Is her name really Silken Grin? A fucking weird name, even for that naming convention. Also, sorry if I'm going through their dialogue a little bit fast, but they're not telling us anything new. Hall to Fame, huh? That doesn't sound very feminine, but okay. I mean, I guess it does end in Anne, but Hall to Sand, but it just sounds so strange. Hey, guess what? Guess what? That beheaded rabbit that just... So the Lopritz are here, okay? So that's one thing we've learned. The Lopritz are here. Oh, and if we didn't read the text, then we know now. Why, Yuri Angers, they're here to be our comedic relief so that we don't get too serious and actually feel things. We got Lopritz shenanigans now on our main storyline quest. Also, these quests are giving a lot of experience points. We're gonna hit level 90. What's gonna happen? Well, it's not like we had no magic whatsoever. We just can't make it out by snapping our fingers. Mushroom-like thing. No, reference Al Amigo, 'cause screw Thanalan. Yummy yummy for my tummy. I've always heard rabbit tastes good, but I've never had it, as far as I know. I suppose I should keep you away from Samwise Gamgee. The water extracts and wants it. Okay. Yeah, we'll push on for just a few more minutes until this quest line gets to a green check mark, I guess. Ooh, some action. I don't get why the Loprids are really that worried. Like, sure they're small, but we saw on the moon that they were capable of, you know, weaving offensive magics, and they tried to hold us at bay, despite the fact they knew we had just killed Zodiark. So, you know, like, I don't think they'd actually have anything to fear from the enemies here. I don't remember there being someone named Dasasas in my free company. What the heck is that? Huh. I had no idea who that is. Maybe it's somebody's alt. I don't know. Distinct lack of carrots along the way. Okay, so I think for now we'll stop here. We've been going for an hour, and I think this will nicely chop the I could be wrong, but I think this will nicely chop the labyrinth, the second labyrinthos section, into a couple of parts. So anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day, and I'll see you again.